The Honorable Sifuna. And Honorable Senators, you shall refer the CS as the Honorable CS and not by any other name.
I don't know why that. I don't know why that directive is being given immediately. I take the mic, but I'll take it in stride. Honorable Speaker, you know, in his other life, the Cabinet Secretary and I used to agree on how this hustler fund needs to be treated. As of September of 2024, data from that ministry indicates that the default rate was up to 58%. That is about 14 out of the 24 million people who are borrowing on that platform are classified as defaulters. I want the Honorable CS, because in his other life he was very clear that we need to hold the President to his promise that this hustler fund was supposed to be a grant and not a loan, and that therefore the people who borrowed this money need not pay that money back. That was the position we held together with the CS. I want him to confirm, Honorable Speaker, what plans are there to make sure that the people who are listed as defaulters of this particular hustler fund are made to pay back this money, now that he has taken a diametrically opposite position, that this money needs to be paid back. Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
Senator Fernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I want to welcome the Cabinet Secretary to the Senate and be proud that if this is the kind of leaders from Mulembe Nation, led by Oparanya and Kalwale, then the Mulembe Nation is in safe hands. So, Speaker, my only, Mr. Speaker, I really want to ask from my brother CS, in this Hustler Fund package, what should be the aspect in ensuring that upcoming cooperative societies like Kipsiele cooperative societies, Chapter 8 Women Star, Kapsaos Coffee Cooperative, Kapkulumben Cooperative Society, Lesos Farmers Cooperative Society, and Kabunyeria Farmers Cooperative Society, among others in Nandi County, is there a specific package that the Hustler Fund can give to these cooperative societies so that, Mr. Speaker, it can jumpstart and ensure that we don't only capture societies and youth groups and women groups in Nairobi, but also the people from the, what we call under the President's agenda of bottom-up economic model, Mr. Speaker. And I want to ask the CS not to fear Sifuna. Sifuna was told off by Raila over the weekend, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senator Fernandez. Honorable Senator Fernandez, you are out of order. Okay? And I'll give you your first question for the day. Senator for Kericho. The majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a question with regards to the financial inclusion product, which the Cabinet Secretary responded to in this first part of the question, otherwise known as the Hustler Fund. And for the record, to the best of my knowledge, the President never promised a grant. The people, please, the people, Speaker.
Senator Fernandez. Senator Fernandez. Senator Fernandez, you're out of order. And you proceed in that manner, I will have to ask you to leave the House. Proceed, the majority leader.
Thank you. The people who promised 6,000 one-off as a grant, Mr. Speaker, are known. Hustler Fund, Mr. Speaker, and the minister is here, will confirm to us from the get-go, everybody who borrowed knew that the scheme is that you borrow, pay, you build a credit history, and are able to grow your limit. The question that I have for the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Speaker, is if we can have a record, you can provide it now or later, of what is the approximate number of Kenyans that borrow on a daily basis currently, Mr. Speaker, and that are active on this platform, so that we are able to know how they are able to achieve this figure of 70 billion. Mr. Speaker, that's not a small amount. In fact, there are only 2 or 3 banks in this country that can lend out such a similar amount out there. Therefore, it will be important for this House to know how many ordinary citizens borrow and pay on a daily basis from the Cabinet Secretary? I thank you for this chance.
Senator Beatrice Akinyi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I welcome the CS and our senior brother once more. My question is, Honorable Speaker, to the CS, what percentage of the funds lent, especially of the Hustler Fund, has become bad debt? And Honorable CS, now that we are in broad-based, is it possible that you can pay the 6,000 shillings that was promised to Kenyans as in our manifesto? Thank you.
Senator Miraj. Senator Miraj. Order, honorable senators. Senator Miraj, proceed.
Asante mstahiki Spika, na mimi nimkaribishe waziri na nimpongeze kwa kufika kwa wakati. Swali langu kwake ni kwamba kuna jinamizi jipya limechipuka katika taifa letu la Kenya, jinamizi la watoto wetu kuweza kucheza kamari. Na kuna ushahidi ya kwamba pesa nyingi zinazochukuliwa katika mifuko hii ya hazina za fedha inaenda kutumika katika hali ambazo sizo za malengo ya hazina hizi za fedha. Je, kuna mikakati gani katika wizara yetu kuhakikisha kwamba tunafuatilia utekelezaji wa ruwaza wa hazina hizi za pesa? Nikimaanisha kuna mikakati gani ya kuhakikisha kwamba pesa zinazochukuliwa zinafanywa biashara na zinastawisha vipi uchumi wa serikali kama ilivyokuwa malengo ya rais wetu wakati alipokuwa anataka kuweka hazina hii ya fedha, ili tuone kwamba kuna sera ya kuona kwamba anayechukua hizi fedha anaenda kuyafanyia yale malengo ambayo anaombea na haendi kutumia kwa mihadarati na hata kujiingiza katika jinamizi la kamare. Asante Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Senator Eddie Okech.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. My question is also on the same ASLA fund, and because the CS in charge now is an expert from ODM, has the ministry done a legal impact assessment of the ASLA fund, Mr. Speaker? Because it seems to me that we don't know where this ASLA fund is being invested, and we don't know who are borrowing this ASLA fund. Is there even intention by the ministry to publish a proper impact assessment of areas that this money has gone, which people have borrowed, and to what extent have they transformed their business, Mr. Speaker? Because, Mr. Speaker, where I come from, one of the people I hoped would have borrowed from this FASLA fund, Mr. Speaker, is the border industry, which we are given to be about 1.5 million people in our borders today, Mr. Speaker. But the border industry is still going to very expensive solutions in terms of people who are in the marketplace, giving them, Mr. Speaker, these loans at almost 60%, Mr. Speaker. If you look at what the border are getting, even in terms of just the deposit that they're given to give to these funds like Watu Credit, Mogo, Progressive, they have to give sometimes up to 60,000, Mr. Speaker. And then within 3 years, they try to pay these funds. The border is depleted, is depreciated, but then they don't have even the border itself, Mr. Speaker. So who are these people borrowing from ASLA fund? Who are these ASLAs? Can the minister table to us at the right time an impact assessment that is legally done as an expert that he is from ODM to show the country what has happened in that ASLA fund?
Senator Mgatana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In your response, Waziri, when you are asked about how you have gone out of your way to explain the opportunities that exist for women by the Honorable Joyce Korir, especially in remote and underprivileged areas, you said that you have taken a multi-sectoral approach and you have gone to other places, and you gave the example of Marsabit and Kakamega. Now, in this Senate, we have 47 counties, Mr. Speaker. Now, 2 out of 47 is 4.25%. The question I wanted to ask you as a follow-up is, when are you coming to Tana River? When are you going to the rest of the other counties? Which program, when are you rolling out this program so that we can host you in our various counties to explain these opportunities to the other people? You did not tell us that program. It just ended that you've given Marsabit and Kakamega. We want to hear when you will be coming to the rest of the counties. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may now proceed to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, before I answer the supplementary questions, I think members are very much interested in Hustler Fund. And I want to commit myself, Mr. Speaker, that you can set aside time that I can come and meet the members out of the normal session so that we are able to explain in detail how Hustler Fund is working and how it can help the members, also the members, your members from your constituencies who helped you to come to this house. So if you will give me that opportunity, I will avail myself, Mr. Speaker, to do that. But on the issue of labor mobility, we are working with the Ministry of Labor, and I saw the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Labor was here. We are working, and our role is actually to provide finances. So the entire selection, the entire identification of the opportunities that are there overseas is the responsibility of the Ministry of Labor. So as soon as they identify those particular people, they just forward a list with the documents, necessary documents, to prove that these people actually have got a job overseas and they have the necessary documentation to travel and they have a letters of appointment, then we facilitate them. So far, we have facilitated 200.
Order, honorable senators. May we hear the honorable CS in total silence?
Yeah, so far we have facilitated 268.
Senator Beatrice Akinyi.
268 Kenyans.
Senator Beatrice Akinyi. I thought you're the one who asked these questions. Proceed, honorable CS.
Yeah, so far we have facilitated 268, but this, to know where they have gone, if they have not gone, that is the responsibility of the Ministry of Labor. My role is just to get a list with the necessary documents from the Ministry of Labor, and then we facilitate the financing. And my responsibility ends there. To know who went, who never went, where they are going, that information can be availed from the Ministry of Labor. On the issue of Nyota and KJet, honorable members, this is a very important initiative that you as members of parliament, you should get aware of, because this is a joint initiative with the Kenya government, with the World Bank, and it involves about 33 billion Kenya shillings. Already sensitization program is going on. Unfortunately, the sensitization program is going on with the members of the National Assembly because the selection of the beneficiaries is based on wards. So they thought that members of parliament would be the best ones with the member of the county assemblies, so that these people are sensitized to apply, and you have to apply on your phone. It's a digital application process. So unfortunately, the members of National Assembly have been sensitized, they are aware of it, and unfortunately the Senate have not been properly included. And I want also to commit myself that you are members of parliament, so you must be aware of what is happening. And I also commit myself that given opportunity, because this is a very important initiative, I'm ready to come and actually sensitize you or take you through the program. On the issues raised by my Secretary General, Mr. Sifuna, I don't remember. I know we were in the same boat that time. Yeah, but I never heard of this money being a grant. That was the truth. I only was in the same boat when we were saying that this money should not be paid. But now I'm in a different boat. I'm saying that Kenyans who have borrowed this money should pay. Because I feel that this money is a good initiative that will help many Kenyans. Unfortunately, when such initiatives come up after an election, members of the public think that they are being rewarded. And that's why we had so many defaulters when the fund started. But let me assure members of parliament who are here that we are working on a system where we will ensure that this amount is recovered so that more Kenyans benefit from this money. But please note that out of the 20 million Kenyans that started borrowing from this fund, 2 million of them have proved to be good borrowers. And these good borrowers, we have introduced a bridging loan. These are the people who have been given a good limit, a better limit for them to borrow up to 150,000. So out of the 20 million, 2 million have been promoted to what we call a bridging loan, so they can be able to access this fund at 150,000. And let me tell you that this fund is working very well. It is helping many Kenyans despite the initial problems that we had. On the issue of Hustler Fund helping cooperative, Hustler Fund is a different product. It's a digital, we use a digital platform to access, use your phone. You do not interact with any individual. So it will be difficult to take that particular fund, again, divert it to cooperatives. However, in the Cooperative Bill 2024 that is before the Senate, there is a provision of creating a cooperative development fund. And it is through that fund that now, based on how you will pass it here, that is the fund that we will use to support cooperative specifically. And it will be a levy collected from cooperatives, also government allocation to that fund, so that now we can scale up the operations of most cooperatives, especially those in the critical value chain. The issue of providing records, I've clearly said here, providing records of Hustler Fund. I've clearly said here, Hustler Fund is a digital platform facility. If you want a printout, I can do it. But if you go to our website, it will show you how it is operated. But I have committed myself that Hustler Fund is a critical fund that I think it helps a lot of Kenyans, that I will come here and explain to members so that they know how this fund is working. So I know there are bad debts. I've admitted myself that there are bad debts, and we're working to see how that can be recovered. But one member said that I paid the 6,000. 6,000 was a promise by Asmio, And as you know, Asmio lost the election, so maybe you organize yourself so that if Asmio comes into power, if they have a chance of coming into power, then they can be able to pay for the 6,000, to pay for the 6,000 shillings. But we are in the Kenya Kwanza government. They have their own priorities, and since we are now under the broad-based, we are now working towards those agenda of theirs. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of us knowing how these funds are used, because one